Hello, my name is Megan Varner, and I am a health and energy coach and physical therapist for individuals with POTS and chronic fatigue. I am very passionate about serving this population as I myself am one of them, having navigated POTS and chronic fatigue over the last decade, along with another condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome for all of my life, knowingly or unknowingly. And I'm happy to say that step by step, you can rebuild your energy and get back to thriving more so in your life. So this video's topic is very timely as today is New Year's Day, 2024. It puts on all of our minds, at least most of our minds, what changes that we want to make in this new year or goals we want to set when it comes to improving our day-to-day life. And for those of us with POTS and chronic fatigue, those goals oftentimes, having talked to quite a few clients over the years, revolve around improving our energy or improving our symptoms. And it can be tough, just like figuring out what New Year's goal to start working on first, or if you do lots of goals at once, it can be hard to decide where to start. And that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today in this video. It can feel like a hit or miss. If I do this, is it going to work? Is it not? I've been there many times myself. And not to put it down, as it's very important to follow the advice of your care team and your medical doctors. And to add, everything I'm sharing, you definitely want to run by them, as I am only sharing this for informational purposes. At times, it could kind of feel like a hit or miss as to what's going to help you the most. And you try it for a period of time and you don't really get the end results that you would have hoped. Sadly, this does happen, and you do have to try quite a few things, but there is a method that you can use to hopefully save yourself some time and energy as you rebuild your energy and help manage your symptoms. First, I like to break down a goal of improving your energy or improving your symptoms into a couple different categories with clients when we start working together. Because energy is multifaceted. It's really not all about how much sleep you get. It's not all about how much fluid and electrolytes you get with POTS. It's not all about the exercise. It's not all about diet. It is definitely not all about mind over matter or mindset, even though that is an important piece of it. It's not all about just avoiding people and not letting them drain you. It's not necessarily just giving up your job. It's figuring out what particular change is going to give you the most boost to shifting the state of your nervous system. I did a prior video about this that I'll tag in the comments below this video to talk a little bit more about that. But I'll explain it a little bit now just to preface what I'm going to talk about. So our nervous system exists in a couple different states. So the nervous system that I'm talking about is the branch of our nervous system called the autonomic nervous system. And with POTS, we tend to hang out most of the time in the sympathetic side where we're in a fight or flight state. This is where our higher heart rate comes from. We can have that adrenaline surge issue, the anxiety, the difficulty sleeping, feeling wired but tired all the time. We can have issues with GI distress. We can have issues with muscle cramping, blood pooling, all of that when we're stuck in this fight or flight because we're trying to run or be on this alert state all the time. Because of what's going on with the changes that have happened with our nervous system being dysregulated. So there is another state to point out. I've noticed especially those that I see that also have chronic fatigue or just have chronic fatigue, we can get shut down in a state, it's actually called dorsal vagal shutdown, but we can be in this state of shutdown or freeze where we are in this very low energy illness, feel like we're melting into the sofa, walking through concrete, heavy, depressed state where we aren't really feeling wired. We're feeling like we just can't move or do anything. Both of these states, the sympathetic fight-flight state or the dorsal vagal shutdown state, which is actually more parasympathetic, can be very energy draining and can be tough to shift ourselves out of. But step one, if you're there, is to recognize that you're there so that you can figure out what to do and what helps you shift out of that. The goal is to be able to begin to shift out of it kind of back towards a more neutral state or into a state of what's also called ventral vagal, or a social connection, higher energy state where you're alert, or coming into a state where you're able to rest, digest your food well, and repair. How do you know what state that your nervous system is in if you have trouble tapping into what's going on with your body and mind? This is where the amazing tool of HRV, or heart rate variability, can be super helpful. I struggled with knowing what was going on with my body for years and how it was responding until the last, I'd say, couple of years. I've really delved into heart rate variability and the research behind it, and incorporated it into my coaching with clients using HRV biofeedback and also guiding them in what their own HRV that they're getting from a wearable device, something like this. There's lots of them out there. And figuring out what particular changes that they make can have the most influence on their nervous system, because you can start seeing it in the heart rate variability numbers. Each of us have a unique trend in our heart rate variability when we make changes. For some people, it could be a big change to their diet. Diet is very bio-individual, it's unique. It's not necessarily one particular diet. There are some diets that do tend to work better for individuals with POTS, but I've definitely learned it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It could be hydration. It could be how you approach exercise. Finding the sweet spot of exercise is something that I'm very passionate about because of my own journey looking at heart rate variability and exercise effects. And I definitely could not follow the typical protocol, and I'm so glad that I had HRV to help me figure that out. Even as a physical therapist, it can be tough to judge how well you're recovering day to day if you don't have something to look at objectively with some trends. So HRV is really cool because it's a predictive measure of your overall health, and it can help you figure out where you are right now and where to go in the future. And it's really neat as it's this cool window into what's going on with your nervous system. To oversimplify it a little bit, you could say that HRV is a measurement of how well the rest, digest, and heal side of your nervous system is kicking in. And that's something that if you boost that, I am pretty positive you'll begin to see some changes. And when you start seeing some changes in that, you can zero in on what particular New Year's goal you want to focus on, or what particular thing you want to focus on the most in improving your energy to have less fatigue, less brain fog, and rebuild your energy day by day. If you're interested in learning more about HRV, I am offering a group class this January, starting January 14th. The courses will be recorded if you're unable to make it. If you'd like to learn more about it, check out the link below this video, or you're welcome to send me an email at megan.varner@guidetoresilience.com. And if you'd like one-on-one guidance as to how to figure out what first steps to take and how to apply HRV to improve your energy and get back to thriving with POTS and chronic fatigue, I'd be happy to talk to you. I offer a free discovery session with all interested clients. So please reach out and have a wonderful 2024.